Relocation of capital cities is what has happened in some countries in some years past. There are some that happened recently, there are some that happened for very long years in the past, but it happens. Not every country that relocate their capital cities, but there are countries that have done that. Okay, so hello guys, in this video I'll be talking about different countries that relocated their capital cities from where they were to another city. Should I say federal capital city or capital city? In Nigeria we say federal capital cities, but based on my research I realized that there are some countries that call it capital city. So anyone you hear me say whether federal capital city, capital cities, is the same thing. Okay, so now let's talk about reasons why some countries choose to relocate their capital cities from one place to another. Okay, when a capital city is developing, let's say there's fast development, anybody that wants to, you want to go to a country or you want to know something about a particular country, where your mind goes first is your capital city. So somebody like you now, you want to go anywhere, now let's say you want to go to Ghana or you want to go to anywhere, the first place you Google is your capital city. So capital city tends to attract a lot of people. There are people that they visit capital cities for a lot of reasons, plethora reasons, some for marriage, honeymoon, vacation, holiday, business summit, different lots of reasons. Some they are tourists, they go to countries and the first place they get to is what? Their capital cities. So sometimes there are people that go to these countries and some stay, some live and some stay. So but in most cases the capital city tend to attract a lot of people. So sometimes when the population is on the increase, maybe they don't even have enough landscape or land space to even accommodate numbers of people that are trooping into the country. So this may affect the city one way or the other because of overpopulation, in the sense that these people will have a place where they will stay. They will have a place, they will have to stay one place or the other. They will not sleep outside, they will not sleep on the street. So this will attract people to start building houses. People want to build houses, people want to build businesses. There will be business proposal in such countries, because when people get to a country, they see that people, they are friendly, they have good economy, they have good atmosphere. Investors will start coming in. Investors will start coming in to invest their businesses. And when investors, especially the big investors, where they focus on is state capitals, big cities. If you have your own business, you know go village now. Nobody wants to go to village except for small business investors. But for large scale business investors, they choose big cities. Okay, so when all these investors, let's say like 10, 20, 50, 60, 100 investors are coming into a country, so and let's assume even the country don't even have enough landscape to accommodate a lot of people coming in, so they may choose to relocate it to another place. And most of the time, we all know that most of the places that this country relocate their capital cities to are less populated, less developed compared to where the capital city is before or where they're coming from. So it's another way of developing the place. They tend to develop wherever they go. Those investors, if they are so much, maybe they find that their business is growing in such country, they usually they follow to wherever the capital city is. They decide to continue their businesses there. So this is one of the reasons why countries relocate their capital cities. And second reason is because there are some countries that they have their capital cities very close to a developed country. And this is another reason why one country in the countries I'll be mentioning in this video decided to relocate their capital city. And the reason is because their capital city is very close, like a stone throw to a developed country. In fact, another developed country. Imagine what that will cost their economy. For instance, a country's capital city that is very close, like another developed country. A lot of people will choose to leave their country, since it's just like a stone throw, is very close. They will leave their country, go buy things in another country, something that they can get in their own country. In fact, it will affect their country's economy in lots of ways. So the first country I'll be talking about is Russia, and their federal capital city then was Petersburg. Petersburg was founded by Peter the Great. Peter the Great was founded by Peter the Great in 1703. Okay, so but it was not declared as a federal capital city. It was not declared as a capital city in 1703 until 1712. Okay, so it was in 1712 that it was declared as a capital city. So this capital city lasted for between 1712 to 1918. So it was in 1918 that the government of Russia decided to revert to Moscow. So Moscow was declared as their capital city in 1918. So this transition was officially authorized by the Fourth All-Russian Congress of the Soviets on March 16, 1918. So this Moscow was declared as their capital city in the month of March 1918. Okay, so the second country I'll be talking about is Nigeria. So now in the year 1991, after the fast-growing economy of Lagos State, Nigeria, the economy was fast growing. A lot of people were trooping into Lagos State, and if you have been to Lagos, you will know that there are lots of factories, investors, tourists, companies, and so on in Lagos State. So the regime of Nigeria's administrative decided to relocate the city of Nigeria from Lagos State to Abuja in the year 1991, after the fast growing of economic development in Lagos State. And till today, a lot of people, especially those that are not in Nigeria, some still believe that Lagos State is the city capital of Nigeria. They are not in Nigeria, so they don't know. So people still feel, let me put it that they feel like Lagos State is still the capital city of Nigeria due to what they have known, what they used to know then. So, but Nigeria's city capital is now in Abuja. Okay. So the third country I'm talking about is Pakistan. All right. So Pakistan made the decision to relocate its capital city from the southern metropolis of Karachi to the northern city of Islamabad in 1959. And this construction did not start until 1961. They did this to attract commercial activities and also accessible from all corners of the nation. You see, I've talked about this earlier. A lot of countries made the decision just to boost their economy. In the case of Pakistan, they proposed that they will relocate it from Karachi to Islamabad, but it didn't eventually happen until 1961. So if you make your research will tell you that it happened in 1959, because that was when they proposed it, that was when they passed it into law. And they did it because they want to boost their economy. I said it that a lot of countries, capital city is usually the center of the nation, where a lot of people can access the capital city from the east, from the west, from the north, from the south. It's easy for them to get to the capital city. A lot of capital cities have lots of industries, factories, business, tourists. It attracts a lot of people. So when it's at the central, it's easier for people to go to their own capital city other than going to another country. When the capital is much closer, and that is how it should be. It should be accessible to everybody in the country, every state in the country, not to be at the extreme where other countries even closer than their own capital city. So this is the reason why, in the case of Pakistan, they relocated their capital city then from Karachi to Islamabad, and that was in 1959. They proposed it in 1959, but they eventually did it in 1961. And the number 4 country is Myanmar. I'm putting on my screen. Myanmar. In 2005, Myanmar made the decision relocating their capital city from Yangon to Naypyidaw. Okay, so this rationale was as a result of speculations of a potential military assault. Okay, so this country made the decision of relocating their capital city to another place because they had a speculation of a military assault. You know one thing, some countries, they have some sort of maybe like hill or some rock where they feel like they can be protected in case if there's a kind of military outrage towards them. Okay, they feel like they can be protected, and that is Yangon, from Yangon to Naypyidaw. Okay, Brazil in 1960 moved their capital city from Rio de Janeiro to Brasilia with the intention to revive the national pride by building a modern 21st century city and uniting the Brazilian people by placing the city at the center of the nation, thereby opening central territories to potential economic development. Okay, we actually talk about this in the case of Pakistan. So Pakistan's reason and Brazil's reason are somehow similar. Brazil also relocated its capital city in 1960 due to the fact that they had in mind of building a 21st century, a 21st century capital city, very beautiful, mega, fantastic, gigantic city. Okay, and they feel like the place where they can have this mindset building, that kind of mind that they have, that of building a very big nation, of building a very big capital city that will be so attractive to tourists, to everybody that wants to come to Brazil, and is the place called Brasilia. So they felt like they had to move it from Rio de Janeiro to Brasilia. So Brasilia now is the capital city of Brazil, and they also did this because they wanted to boost the economy of Brazil. They wanted to be at the center of the nation. When a country have their capital city at the center, it builds their economy a lot. So we'll be talking about a country that actually moved their capital city as well because it was close to another developed country, very close to another developed country. So we'll get to that country, but not this one. But this country, they actually did that because they wanted to build the economy, and they had the mind of building a very beautiful, attractive capital city. So they felt like they could achieve this in Brasilia other than in Rio de Janeiro. So another country I'll be talking about is Ivory Coast. So in the 1960s, Abidjan happened to be the capital city of Ivory Coast, but now it was changed. This was changed in 1983, and the capital city of Ivory Coast in 1983 was Yamoussoukro. Okay, so the new capital city for Ivory Coast that was established in 1983 is Yamoussoukro. Okay, but despite Abidjan happened to be the largest city of Ivory Coast, but it was changed to Yamoussoukro in 1983. So another country I'll be talking about is Tanzania. So Tanzania's capital city, the former capital city was Dar es Salaam. Putting on the screen, that was their capital city then. But in the 1980s, an American architect called James Rosans actually changed Tanzania's capital city from Dar es Salaam to Dodoma. And Dodoma happened to be their current capital city presently. They host national assemblies, sessions, majority of government ministries, as well as foreign embassies continue to operate in the former capital city, that is Dar es Salaam. So that means everything that they host, like, although it was proposed by someone called James Rosand, an architect, an American architect, for relocating their capital city from Dar es Salaam to Dodoma. Okay, despite the fact that the people of the Tanzanians, they accepted this proposal by this architect, the American architect, although they accepted it, but everything related to government, maybe federal government ministries, assemblies, federal government assemblies, things related to federal government is still holding in Dar es Salaam. Although they see Dodoma as their capital city, they accepted it. If you Google it, it's still their capital city. Even if you make your research, you see it as capital city. But everything related to their federal government activities, maybe assemblies, meeting, federal government ministries, everything related to federal government is still holding in Dar es Salaam. But Dodoma happened to be their capital city. Okay, so now let's talk about the last country, the last but not the least, and that is Kazakhstan. And Kazakhstan in 1997 relocated their capital city from Almaty to Astana. So I'll be writing on my screen, I'll put it on my screen, from Almaty to Astana. And this was done because Almaty happened to be very close to Chinese border. Imagine a country's capital city very close to China. You know what it will cost the economy. A lot of people will choose to go to China to buy things, to do business, to invest, other than doing all those things in their own capital city. So they thought like this will affect their economy, and they decided to relocate it to Astana for a better economic boost on their own country. So
find this video valuable, please subscribe to my channel and like my video. Bye bye. If you find this video valuable, please subscribe to my channel and like this video. Thank you. Bye bye.